what's on the docket for today is oxalic acid vapor. Got the bees home now. Got to do some oxalic acid vapor. So I'm going to take all my equipment out there in the truck, and we're going to get at that. Hopefully we can work all day at that before I play out. So hope you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Okay, before I get all decked out with my respirator and whatnot, and about that, I want to say, don't use this video as a how-to. Don't copy what I do. Don't use me as the standard as to what you should do. I believe I'm doing this correctly as far as treating. I believe I'm doing it correctly as far as protecting myself with PPE. However, don't use that as your standard. You do your own research and you find out what you need to do. This is acid you're dealing with, and this is my approach to it. I generally will wear one glove, so I've got something I can touch, acidy parts and hot parts on the vaporizer, etc. And then one free hand so that I can do finer work. I find gloves very cumbersome. And I also wear a respirator to protect my lungs, protect my body, because oxalic acid is something that can accumulate in your kidneys. And I'm not going to go more into that because that's medical, and I don't do medical advice. But it's not just something, like formic acid isn't like that, but oxalic acid is. So I want to protect my lungs. I also wear a full face respirator because if you have the cap blow off of an oxalic acid vaporizer, this stuff goes everywhere, and boy, you don't want to get that in the eyes. I just spent a lot of money on my eyes, so I don't want to ruin them. I don't want to go blind either, but I got a dollar value investment now, right? So so that's my Norm Abram style safety warning. Suffice it at that. I've got here a brand new toy, and I have the manufacturer of this to thank, and I have Mike at Dancing Bee Manitoba to thank. They reached out to me and they said, hey, we'd like to get your opinion on using this product. And so I said I would be more than happy to do that. One stipulation though, and I didn't have to make this stipulation. Each of them actually made this stipulation. Only the truth. So if there's something about this that I don't like or I think can be improved, I'm going to tell you, because these are a considerable investment, and they are a very considerable investment when you add the batteries to them. And I think you know what I'm going to bring out of the box. This is an InstantVap Mini. I think it's called InstantVap Mini. Compact. InstantVap Compact, it's called. So I think you're very familiar with seeing these online. So I don't really need to go into it. But the difference between the compact and the, what do we call it? The obese one? The big one, is this is much smaller and simpler in this regard. This has a light here that will tell me everything I need to know. It doesn't have a large display with temperature readings and that kind of stuff on it. So because really this is preset, I don't need to worry about all that stuff. This little red light here, that'll tell me what I need to know. It'll tell me when the unit is up to temperature. It'll tell me when it's treating. It'll tell me when it's done treating. So we're going to read the directions together. And then, of course, the battery connection here. So I've got a myriad of batteries here. And, these things are definitely an investment. And fortunately, you can order them. I ordered this with the Milwaukee connector because that's the battery system I have. I have lots of Milwaukee M18 tools, and so this fits right into that system. If you have a DeWalt system, get the DeWalt connector. They're kind of sold that way, so you're not going to be changing this It might be nice if they would make it so that you could just, simplify their manufacturing so that you could have a tool, have an adapter that you just kind of click onto the tool, and then, so then if my buddy wants to borrow this, my buddy's is a DeWalt guy, then he can just buy the adapter, click on there. So there's an idea. But to date, they're not like that. So they're built right in. This is a Milwaukee system tool, right? So the battery will click in there. The first things I notice, boy, this thing is well made. As far as material goes, this is nice and robust stainless steel. I don't have to worry about the burn chamber. I believe there's insulation inside this part to keep the burn chamber warm. That's important for us. When we got into using these tools in our climate, we're using these tools at 5C or even colder. Today, right now, I think it was 3 when I came out. It really hits the performance of these when that bowl isn't insulated. So we ended up, actually, I got this idea from Ian. I forgot his name. So I got this idea from Ian. He wrapped it with they call it muffler tape or something. I don't know if it's muffler tape, but it's kind of a woven fabric strip that doesn't burn kind of thing. So we wrapped it with that. That helped out an awful lot. It was a little goofy looking, but boy, did it ever work. So I think these are actually insulated inside here. And this tip, one of my favorite things about this is I believe this nozzle is actually replaceable, because that's one of the biggest problems I had with both my ProVap and my Larrabee's vaporizer, mostly the ProVap, because its tube comes out, where does it come out the bottom, and then it goes up the top and it snakes around, so it's really easy to bend that. I think it actually is the other way. It comes out top and it goes down to the bottom. I haven't used it in a long time. I'll talk about those two tools a little bit. The ProVap, that lasted me years. It's still going, but it has a pretty big problem. I can't use it. So it still works just fine, except the fact that it has a two-piece bowl as the base, and then the copper ring around the thing kind of just friction fits on that. And with mine, I had to fix it a number of times concerning that exit tube coming out would break and bend, and so I've had to have that fixed a number of times. And I guess through all that process, it doesn't fit on that base properly, and you put the acid in, close the lid, and it just shoots out the bottom. It shoots out that mating surface between the ring and the base. So the two-piece bowl is kind of the death nail for that one. Now, the Larrabee's one, I really hate to disparage the unit, and I don't really disparage the unit because I like Rob, and he's really treated me well as far as that Larrabee's vaporizer goes. And I'm talking about the corded unit, the original one that he made. It worked well, but I actually only got not even a full day of vaporizing when it was brand new. And he sent me an update of the mounting base under the bowl, so I fixed that. And then I used it for another season, and I think it was the next season, I used it for a little while, and the band heater burned out on it. And I was running that thing exactly the same way as the ProVap. Sometimes I'd string the long cords from the house, and sometimes I'd use generator. ProVap never had any issues that way. So the band heater blew out on it. He sent me a new band heater. I fixed it up. I think that base was always a problem. His was nicer. It had a one-piece bowl on it, so it didn't leak that way. And he actually sent me a new unit to use because I was having so many problems. I've never used that one. It's still sitting here because these guys chimed in before I got to use it, to be honest. So it's Janos is the manufacturer. That's his name, and he contacted me, and between him and Mike, Dancing Bee Manitoba, they sent me this over. But again, I made it clear that I'm not, selling things for them. If it don't work right, I'm going to tell you it doesn't work right, and they're confident that I'll love it, and I'm pretty sure I'll love it too. I've heard some really really good reviews of these. Ian has a couple of the larger ones. I think he did get a third. I think he did get a compact. But regardless, that was the deal. That nothing but the truth. Actually, Janos, that was part of his deal. He said, "I won't do this for you unless you tell the truth." So that was really nice to hear, because that's what I was thinking too. All right. Well, I'm going to put this together. I'll get all the acid, the PPE, and we'll get at this. Yeah, it's a nice day for it. It's nice that there's a bit of a breeze, because I want to know reliably where that vapor cloud is going to be going. And it's a pretty well a dead south breeze, which is good, because that's the warmer breeze that we have. All right, enough talk. Let's get to work. So what I've set up over here is I have my 100-watt solar panel. You can see it's a nice sunny day, but the solar panel is here to run a deep cycle, or charge a deep cycle, which runs the fencer. I've turned the fencer off for now, so it's not drawing any power. It draws very little power anyway. And I also have a cellular game cam here just to keep an eye on the place. And so this controller shows me that the battery is 14.8 volts, so it's in nice shape. I've just connected via these heavy cables a 1500-watt inverter here. And I think it's, having a kind of electrical background, electronics, I think it's really goofy to take 12 volts, convert it to 110, 120 AC, and then convert it to, 18-volt battery. But there's no way really to, I don't think there's such a thing as, if there is, I don't have one, a 12-volt battery charger. So what I've got is my 120-volt battery charger here to charge my myriad of Milwaukee batteries. Now, I have a 9 amp, I have 3 5 amps. 2 of these are brand new, I've never used them. And then I have a couple of very small ones. These are really not going to do much good. That's a 2 amp, that's an amp and a half. If I'm almost done and I only have 1 colony to do, or 2, those might do it for me. So that's the only reason they're here. I have a 3 amp, but it's on a tool somewhere. I don't know where it is. So what I'm planning to do here is I'm going to take a 5 and I'm going to run that out, and then I'm going to put that on the charger. We'll see how many colonies the 5 does, and I'll put that on the charger, and then I'll either put the second 5 on, or I'll put the 9 on to run while this one charges, and then hopefully I'll be able to keep up. I don't know how much power this is going to take to do the colonies that I do. I don't know how many colonies I'm going to do today. It probably depends mostly on whether I run out of gas or not, but we'll see. It's fairly early still. So that's the plan. Got that out here. I do have a second charger, so I could put my second charger on here if that's what's necessary. But we'll go with this, and we'll see if that's necessary. I'm going to give you a dry run here, because once I have my respirator on, I can't you can't hear me. So I'm really happy to see this is designed to work through the entrance, and I was a little concerned because I have, you may know, I have wedges. It's just a wedge. I think my entrance is 11 inches, and I have a 9-inch wedge that leaves 3 inches of space for a reduced entrance. And I was a little concerned because this unit is designed to treat through the entrance, and I wasn't sure if it would fit. And my wedges are not a consistent length, and that actually doesn't fit. That'll work like that if I do it a little bit angled. I did test some of them, and it fit just fine. But yeah, if I angle that a little bit, and that'll shoot the vapor in toward the center. So it looks like I should maybe make my wedge a little bit shorter to accommodate this tool. Yeah, so that'll work just fine. I've got my 5 amp battery on it. I have not turned it on yet. I'm going to set it down in here out of the wind to warm up. I think that'll do it good. I'll show you the plunger. If you're not familiar with oxalic acid, I know a lot of people watch my channel that don't even keep bees. I'm quite flattered that you're interested in what I'm doing and you don't keep bees. So I've got a new container of it here. So it's not too much unlike sugar, okay? And I'm not going to stick my fingers in it, but it's pretty safe at this point. You can put your fingers in it and stuff, get it on your hand, but if there's any moisture present, then that's when it becomes acidic to you. So best just to not mess around with it. Now this is the little plunger applicator. I've got some doubles here, and you may be able to read the numbers here, 1 to 4. You can turn this applicator, and the plunger moves in there. See? So you can set that to whatever you want to get the right dosage. I'm going to set it at 2 grams. Typically they say 1 gram per box. Some of these are singles, some are doubles. I'll do 2 grams because I want to see how long it takes this to burn off 2 grams of acid, just so I can show you that, and then I'll go and do what I need to do otherwise. But yeah, because that's a good comparison with the other units, how long it takes to burn that off. So now I'm going to go and gear up, as they say, get my PPE on. I don't think I can wear my sunglasses even because it doesn't seal around the side of my head. Yeah, I think I'm ready to do this. Now, this is one thing I was wondering about this unit. I'm in real full sun here, bright sun. I can see that red light flashing very easily. It's not an issue. I don't have to shield it. I don't have to shade it at all to see it. I can see that it's blinking slowly, and the legend is here lasered into the top, blinking slowly as it's coming up to temperature. I know you can't see that, but that's what's written here. And then once the light is solid, temperature is good, it's up to temperature, and then it'll blink fast. Once I put the crystals in, it'll blink fast while it's treating. Okay. And then I think once it's done treating, it'll come on steady again. So I'm going to set this down out of the wind while I get my mask on. As respirator masks go, I really like this one, but I hate wearing it nonetheless. I really like it. It has a good seal. Double cartridge, it's a good 3M 6900 or something like that. The air that I breathe in actually comes in from the clear part of the mask here, and what that does, the air I breathe out comes out here. So what that does is it brings fresh air in to keep the mask clear. There's no fogging at all for this mask. So I'm letting that vaporizer warm up real time, just so you get an idea of how long that takes. I've got to stand on the same side as you, so I'm not standing in the vapor as it blows off here. All right, that didn't take long to come up to temperature. All right, so we're going to do our first treatment. Pull this out, I think. I think I'll want to handle this with my gloved hand. And the idea is just to jam it in there. Just to jam it in there. Oh. My oxalic acid is new and very dry, and it's not collecting in the tube. So I've got the tube full now. And then once I stick this in the hive, I'll put that tube in there. But I'll lower this down so you can see. Hopefully you can see that. So we can put this hot vaporizer in here. I'll just sort of rest it there. The red light is solid. Put it right on there. Give it a couple of taps. And now, as promised, the red light is flashing fast. And that red light flashing fast is a really bad thing for varroa mites. They are dying now, which makes me happy. It's solid. So that's how long it took to burn off 2 grams. I'm just wondering how hot does that get? It's not too hot to handle yet. Let's go to the next one. That's really fast. Flashing fast. So my 5-amp battery is down to 3 bars now, but I'll keep doing this and I'll let you know how many of these the unit will do on that 5-amp battery. I'm pretty happy with this so far. I'm giving them a 4-gram dose now, and I did 11 hives at 4 grams on a 5-amp battery. So I'm gonna, but I warmed that thing up on the 5-amp battery too, so that's going to reduce the number of hives. Once it's warm, you get more hives out of it. So it's done again. It keeps me hopping. I think I'm going to buy a second one though, because I can get this job done a lot more quickly if I don't have to wait at all. See, in the time, it doesn't take long, but in the time it vaporizes, I can load a second one and get it rock and rolling. So I'm going to estimate 2 hives an amp, and I've got my 5 charging now. So we'll see. We'll see if the charger can keep up to me. And I know this 9-amp battery, this sucker takes a long time to charge. So I just put it in the next hive. Load that plunger. I might get an extra plunger too, so I can have a plunger ready. I know the directions show to block the entrance, keep it closed for 10 minutes, all that sort of thing. I think that's a really good idea. I don't do that, I never have. And I've always gotten very good kill with the oxalic acid treatments that I've done over the years. It's an excellent treatment. It works really well. It just doesn't work at all for mites that aren't exposed on the bees. So it's really an October treatment for me. Kill the mites before winter. I'm watching the light, waiting for it to blink, but it's solid. That means it's done. So I'm just kind of being stupid. I wish it stuck in the plunger better, but oh well. Yeah. I'm going to phone Mike and buy another one of these. I might have to buy more batteries too. Because this will go fast. Okay, quickly sum up here, because this thing's keeping me hopping. I don't want it to sit too long. You know, with the battery power, the longer it sits hot, it just uses battery. So I think I'm in love at this point. Pretty sure I'm gonna phone Mike. I'm going over that way tomorrow. I might go and pick another one up tomorrow so I can double up on this and get this job done really fast. This time of year, boy, every hour I can stand to be at work. I play out pretty fast. It really counts. So I'll update you again if anything else goes on, but other than that, this is all I'm doing. This is what I'm just treating these bees. So it's going to take me a while. There's a lot of bees here. I haven't even counted, but I was sure blessed this year with a lot of helpful people. So we'll leave it at that. Okay, I'm taking a break. I've gotten, I don't know, 3/4 of the way through here, and this is going really fast. I actually think I could do it faster. So what I did was I messaged Mike and I said, Mike, I'm come down tomorrow and get a second one of those things. I really like those. I might need more batteries though. Charging the batteries is probably the limiting factor. So I think what I'd like to have is enough battery capacity to do the whole apiary. And I think what I've done now is I've exhausted a 9, 3 5s, so that's 24 amps, and a 2 and a 1.5. So we're talking 26, 28 amps is what I've exhausted now. And I've gotten, I don't know if you can see where the thing is sitting way over here. So I've got to do pretty much 2 more rows. I've done 3 rows and I need to do 2 more. So I mean, that's kind of a rough number. So yeah, that is it. So I am really liking it. I told Mike that I want an extra plunger. I can have a plunger ready because you swap that thing out, you pull that thing out the hive, stick it in another one, change the plunger, and then go and load the plunger while it's running, and then you got to change the other one because it's fast. It is an instant, almost instant vap. I don't have time to walk. What I'm going to do is bring a cord here. I'm going to go for some lunch, and I'm going to bring a cord here for my inverter so I can move my charger out here closer, just to cut down the walking back there. I can't charge the batteries very fast, but I have a second charger I'll bring, and so then I can charge two batteries off of that. Since I've dismantled my other out yard, I put my second 100-watt solar panel on that battery. I can see the voltage is going down on the deep cycle, not super fast, but it's definitely gone down. And so hopefully that second 100-watt will help bolster that. I have an inverter built into my half-ton as well, so that would run a battery charger as well. I'm sure battery charger shouldn't you really use that much power. But I exhausted the first 5-amp battery and I put it on the charge, and last I checked here just a few seconds ago, it wasn't it was mostly up. It had at least 3 bars of 4, but it wasn't quite charged, so not quite keeping up. And I'm going to go get my second charger. I'm going to get a cord, and I'm going to grab a bite to eat, and then I'm going to bring that back. Suffice it to say, this is going well, and I might be buying more batteries. And I know I'm going to pick up a new vaporizer again, a second one tomorrow, and a spare plunger. So I'm very, very happy. Very happy with the new InstantVap. Thank you guys for throwing that in. I don't have a coupon code for anybody. You know, if you want an InstantVap, you go talk to Mike, and you know, tell him that you saw it on my channel, and never know, maybe he'll slide you a little discount or something. I have no idea. That's up to him. That's up to him. I get nothing. All I get is, I say it again, all I get is the joy of helping you make that decision, right? The joy of help. I notice the thing's got a 2-year warranty on it. Nothing's got a 2-year warranty. But that's what I get. I get the joy of helping you make a good decision. That's what I want to do here, is help you make a good choice. And these guys helped me out by sending that my way, and I'm going to buy a second, because I want to thank them, and I think I can increase my productivity here. Definitely need more batteries. Anyway, I'm going on and on. I'm very, very happy about this, and I'm killing mites. What's not to be happy about?